The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Afternoon, folks. Welcome to the magical Monday, the November 30th edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you now make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I will go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question ain't in our Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on a magical, magnificent, marvelous Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, all the indices trading lower with the exception of the semiconductor index. It's up 13 points. The Dow's off 311, S&P 22, NASDAQ 132, Russell 28. Gold is off $8. Silver is down 4 cents. Light sweet crude is off 67 pennies. Leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside MicroStrategy up 22%, $61. Shopify $56, 5%. Moderna $21, 16%. AutoZone up $18, a little over 1.5%. Amazon is off 39, 1.25%. Appian Corporation down 19% or $35. Google's off 33, that's less than 2%. Chipotle down 21, that's about 1.6% out there. So plenty to look at. We've got several questions that have come in by email. One through the Tiger's Den. Let's just do a quick review. Well, not a quick, but let's do a review of the markets and let's go to the questions that are out there. Let's begin by taking a look at the Russell 2000. We don't always start with the Russell 2000. Why does Stevie want to start with the Russell 2000? Great question, and here's the reason. First, we're going to take a look at the weekly time frame chart. Last week was bar number 9 of a TD 9-count pattern. We know that if this pattern is to identify a high, it'll occur on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9, as long as one of those 3 bars is the highest high of the pattern. Well, that occurred last week. What we don't know is whether or not this week we'll see a higher high or not out there. But the cool thing is we haven't yet. Whatever that high ends up being, whether it's last week's high or this week's high, if we do see price closing above those highs next week or beyond, that will tell us about a strong momentum move to the upside. Otherwise, the weekly time frame for the Russell 2000 is saying, okay, I'm getting ready for a rest. And that rest might be just simply pulling back to the oscillator and change line. That's currently priced at $16.99. There's other levels that we will take a look at. But the weekly time frame for the Russell 2000 is the one that is giving us the intermediate term topping signal. Let's go take a look at the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you're going to see a nice butterfly pattern. This butterflies, it's made a couple of these butterfly patterns out here. So there's another one that has formed today, being what appears to be a bearish engulfing candle. That would confirm the A to B equals CD pattern that creates this butterfly cell. Now, here is the key. You've really got to see price close below its oscillator and change line. That's the green line. That's currently priced at 1825. We're trading at 1825. I think it was 1825.40. So, we're really right inside this range. Just kind of use 1824. If there's a close above 1824, then the pattern is still a valid top, but because support has been broken, it's really almost more of a neutral signal. But you can watch in overnight trading. So you've got a topping signal right now on the daily. Hasn't confirmed because we can't confirm this till the end of the day. But what you want to see out here is a close below the oscillator unchanged line. If it doesn't, well, this week, especially as we are in the end of the month and fund buying out there, we can see price push higher. But what we shouldn't see, if this is a top in the Russell 2000, what we shouldn't see is a close above either this week's high or last week's high, whichever of those two is the highest high. I hope that was a mouthful. I hope that you got a chance to figure that out. Now, on a short-term time frame, let's just take a look at the 30-minute. What we can see is the push lower this morning was nothing more than a generated Rhodes momentum indicator pattern out there. It was confirmed because it was a bullish hammer candle. Now, what price has been unable to do is get above resistance levels. Now, resistance level out here would really be 1836. That's the new profile that's in there. The price hasn't even been able to get up to its oscillator and change line 1830. But you got a valid bottoming signal on the 30-minute time frame out here. You would watch today's low because there's hammer candles in the Russell, in the ES, I think in the NQ too, certainly in the YM out there, because a move or close below today's lows out there, you know our expression, if you close below the bottom of a hammer candle, if you're long, you're wrong, and that would be its message to us. Now, let's go take a look at the Dow equity future contract, which is in that consolidation breakout mode. Well, if we take a look at its weekly time frame, last week is wave number 7. That is letter G on my screen out there. Not taking a look at Basil's alternative counts, but we've got wave number 7. Now, that wave can extend itself. At wave 7, the 7th inning stretch, that's where we can see a top form. So if we don't see a higher high this week inside the Dow equity future contract, well, its intermediate term time frame has also generated a topping signal, but we won't really know until the end of this week. Well, if price begins trading above last week's high, then the pattern just simply extends itself. If we take a look at the NQ on a weekly time frame, I guess I should go back to the Dow's daily time frame. We won't do that. We'll go look at the consolidation pattern out here. Here's the NQ's weekly time frame. It has triggered a Rhodes momentum indicator signal, but we don't have the bearish reversal candle, and price is still above Stevie's green line. If we did get a bearish reversal candle this week, it would confirm that Rhodes momentum indicator signal for its intermediate time frame. We don't have that right now. The daily time frame for the NQ, here I've got drawn in its consolidation pattern, just trading with inside that, where you can see the push lower today, nothing more than just a test of Stevie's green line. When that oscillator and change line is green, it tells you about a market condition that is bullish as long as price is above it. And that's what we have when we take a look at the daily chart for the NQ. If we go take a look at the ES Mini on its weekly time frame, I've got not a zip, zilch, nothing out here to identify any kind of a topping pattern. And prices above 35.41, that is Stevie's green line out there. But if we take a look at the daily time frame, which you know we will, it's generating a sell the D point pattern as of 1:14 in the afternoon because it has a bearish engulfing candle. Now look, this retracement was 92%. I even hesitate to draw in this A to B equals CD out there, but you can. But it's just retraced so far that is somewhat suspect. What's not suspect is where price is trading in relationship to the oscillator and change line. If price closes below that, it suggests a further pullback. And those further pullbacks will be to areas of support, such as the new daily profile that is attempting to form for the ES Mini. That is our market overview. We want to get to those questions that have come in. We can always get back to the general markets as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. We've got a caller on the line. Let's go right to him. It's Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing quite well, Steve. Thanks so much for taking the call, and hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
Yes, I had a good one. How was yours?
It was great. It was, a little more low-key than in the past, but it was still great.
Understood. So Goldilocks is what you called about. Trading right now out at the 1779. We're taking a look at the February contract, folks. That's the active one as we speak. Brent, how can I help you?
What I'm hoping you can do, Steve, is I'd like you to look at something probably a bit longer term, say on a weekly and even potentially the monthly. I'm looking at some point, to maybe take a position, but I'm looking longer term. And I know often we, have kind of exaggerated moves either direction. So yes. I'm thinking that we could potentially get down to, I don't know if you have anything down around the 1400 level, something like that, or just wanted to see what you had seen potentially in different patterns and stuff that might set up going forward.
Okay, so because Brent was asking maybe a little bit larger picture out here, folks, the chart that I pulled up on my screen, Brent, this is the continuous contract here for gold. And what this does is this provides us with our horizontal trading ranges for the daily time frame, which would be in blue. The time frame of the chart that we're looking at is a weekly time frame chart, folks. The weekly horizontal trading ranges are going to be in green, and the monthly horizontal trading ranges are in red. And oftentimes, folks, these act as support or resistance areas. So what we can see is in the 1768 to 1777 level, we have both a daily and a weekly horizontal trading range boundary level. So, Brent, I would say if we see closes below that area, 1768, we'll call it, you were throwing out a figure of 1,400, then the next area where price would target that we'd be looking at from support would likely be the 1727 area. So the areas of support below this on a horizontal trading range basis, daily, weekly, monthly. So I'll give you those figures daily, weekly, monthly, 1,700, 1,657, and then 1727. But right now, prices pulled back to an area of support, and that says, hey, we should go see, is there any kind of bottom signal that is out there? But we'll come back to that, because I really want to answer your larger question here and take a look at more of an intermediate term time frame. And on the intermediate term time frame, what we have is we have an A to B equals CD to the downside. That appears to be the pattern that is in play out here on a weekly time frame. And its first key level of support will be 1730.70. 1730.70 is a TD9 breakout area, and that would be very close to completing the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. Now, if we were to get some type of bullish reversal candle as price gets back to that area, then that would be a could be a nice buying opportunity. But if we don't see that pattern, then 1490 becomes the level. So you were in the 1400 area. At 1490 on the February contract in 2021 for gold is the TD9 count breakout level below 1730.70. Any questions so far?
Yeah, it just sounds like I'll need to be watching a lot of stuff within this, kind of where we're at, and then a bit below, but all within the $1,700 range. So I'll go back and I'll look at the archive and get all the numbers and write them down. But that looks like that's kind of what I was looking for. But you can keep going if there's more you want to add.
Yep. Yeah. So what we do, this is important here. I think that's important. First, on this is the daily time frame, folks, that we're looking at. And you'll see a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern at 1727. Today is going to be bar number 8 of a TD9 count pattern. And we do know that it can be bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. So there's the potential, Brent, for some type of bottom to form in gold between now and Wednesday. Of course, it doesn't have to. And we do know that bar 8 today is going to be a low. So it's going to be a valid pattern as long as bar number 9 forms tomorrow. We don't know whether it will, folks, because if tomorrow's close is above, I can give you the price out here. If tomorrow gold were to close above 1810.90, then there will not be a TD9 count pattern. It will just be negated, period, end of story. But right now it's in play, and so it does say that we should be paying attention for the potential of a bottom. Might be a key bottom, I don't know, but that's what we'd be looking for, and that's coming from the daily time frame. Now, on the short-term time frame out here, it's really cool, because we can see that this generated Rhodes momentum indicator pattern back at about 10 o'clock last evening, but price has just been trading sideways, and we did get a TD9 count pattern out here at about let me give you the exact time. I think it was 12:30. It was 12:30, and that was bar number 8. So this is a completed pattern. Now, this says that price should pull back. It's a topping signal. It's trading with inside a profile. And the real level that you'd be looking at, that there's going to be downside action, Brent, would really be a close below 1769.20. 1769.20 on a 30-minute basis is the TD9 breakout level. Likewise, to the upside, the TD9 breakdown area is at 1790.50. So on a short-term time frame for gold, we've got a good old-fashioned, we'll call it a consolidation, trading between support, 1769.20, and resistance, 1790.50. Whichever one of those gives way will point the direction, short-term wise, its next direction out there. And that's about all that I can add for Goldilocks out there. But happy to answer any other questions that you have.
No, that's fantastic. Do you have any particular, thoughts that where you think it might go down to, or you're just waiting to see what the patterns tell you, and what's your instinct telling you?
Yeah, it's really it's to wait to see, let the patterns form out here. Let's see if this TD, well, unless we get some type of bullish, well, yeah, I guess the answer to your question, you'd like to see the U.S. dollar. So here, I'll throw this out to you. So here's the dynamic. Right now, today, I've got the U.S. dollar index chart up on my screen. And this is in wave number 7. That is letter G that is on my screen. So it has the potential to form a bottom. Now, we know that wave number 7, letter G, can be extended. Tomorrow's a lower low. It just gets extended out there. But it does have a valid bottoming signal. It's not the ideal signal out here. You'd love to see today's candle, for example, have been a bullish hammer candle. At one point in time it was. It's no longer. And so the question becomes, Brent, if the U.S. dollar index bottoms out here, and there's a valid pattern right now, that likely puts some pressure on gold as well. So I'm not clear.
No, I appreciate that extra bit of information, something else to be watching. I just, it seems to be my experience is that we, like I said, we'll get I thought was a pretty significant move to the upside, and a lot of times it'll kind of surpass what you would expect as far as a pullback. Either direction, it seems to be a little exaggerated. So I'm just going to be patient personally. I might miss something, but I'm going to try to just let it play out. And if I miss something, I'm, trying to be too cute with it and it doesn't work out, that's all right. There's always another trade.
Yes. Well, what we can say is we've seen gold moving lower. We've seen the precious metals moving lower while the U.S. dollar index is moving lower. So what it also tells me right now is we shouldn't put too much emphasis on the U.S. dollar index. It's still out there and something we should pay attention to. I don't want to ignore it. But we do have a situation where gold is being thrown out, so to speak. And I think, Brent, it has more to do with what's going on in Europe and its digital currencies and so forth than probably anything else that's out there. So, but we'll continue to pay attention to the patterns. Always good to hear your voice. Thanks so much for calling, and we'll look forward to speaking to you again soon. That was Brent in Martinez, California. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So one of our Denners, John, had put in a question earlier, and the question is, any clues that high-grade copper, Dr. Copper, is topping out here short term? So we're trading the March contract is the active contract right now. It's going to be panel number 2 from your left. And if you take a look at today's candle session so far, it is a shooting star. You'll see the A to B equals CD pattern. So this is made a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD. Now, what we don't know is whether or not this will be a shooting star candle at the end of today's trading. But if it is, it gives you a valid sell the D point. Now, here's where there's a bit of a conflict from a technical pattern standpoint. Friday's move inside of high-grade copper was the completion of a TD9 count. And if price today closes above that high, above that high, that's just 3.425, we're above it right now, then that pattern will have been negated and tells us about a strong momentum move to the upside. Yet, we could end up with a bearish shooting star candle that says, hey, this is a sell the D point, or a butterfly sell pattern is out there. So, how do you, so which meaning is correct? And I don't know the answer to that, nor does probably anybody else out there. But what is it that we would know? Well, if we do get that shooting star candle out there, that may just mean, John, pulling back to test its oscillator and change line, which is right now priced at 332. So we've got one signal here on the daily time frame that says, hey, I'm continuing to head off to the races, but because of that potential of a bearish shooting star candle, that would give us some pause out here. That's what's going on the daily time frame. I don't know if a shooting star candle is going to form. Do you? Well, let's go take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart, because maybe it has an idea. Maybe it's saying, you know what? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to form a bearish shooting star candle today. Why would Stevie even say that? Well, because we pull open the 30-minute time frame chart. We know about strong momentum to the upside. And voila, at 1:30, that completed bar number 9 of a TD9 count pattern. The low of that TD9 count pattern forming on bar number 8 out there. But nonetheless, you've got a valid bottoming signal. So, John, what we should see transpire over the next, hour or so, we should see high-grade copper, Dr. Copper, make a run for the oscillator and change line for its 30-minute time frame. That's at 346. If price gets above that for the 30-minute time frame, everything gets back to bullish. We probably then don't have a bearish shooting star candle. And the answer to your question would be no. Then I would not see a short-term topping signal. And what would take over would be the mere fact that that TD9 count pattern didn't even hesitate to stop the advance in price in copper. So I hope that makes sense to you. Watch today's candle. The short-term or the 30-minute time frame chart says, yeah, maybe this is not going to be a bearish shooting star candle, and therefore we would then conclude, no, I don't have a topping signal for you. In fact, what I have is a strong momentum move coming from the daily time frame chart. So we'll probably have to relook at this tomorrow. But thanks for the question. The next question coming in from Dennis G. And Dennis wants to take a look at OLED. So let me get over to my 3 time frame charts out here so we can clearly see support and resistance. Give me just a moment to get back there. Here we go. So OLED, and then let's actually read Dennis's question. He says, what would the projections be if OLED goes above 230? So that's his first question. And price right now, Dentis, is traded with the real level that you would be watching, or should have been watching, is 224.22. 224, now 230 is probably the actual all-time high out there, would be my guess. Let me see. That's probably what Dennis is looking at. That's the high. Yeah, the high from September 2nd, 230.32 out there. Well, first, in looking at the daily time frame, it was a bearish structured profile that formed on Friday, even though it was a shortened trading session. Doesn't matter. And as long as there's a close above 224.22, in fact, 2 consecutive closes above that would suggest further breakout to the upside and at least get to your 230.32 level out there. But your question is, where would price likely go to if it gets above that level? So what I would do here is I'll take the A to B equals CD pattern on the weekly time frame. And we'll use that, Dennis, for our price projection levels out there. So our A point was the week of March 16th. Our B point was the week of August 3rd. And our C point was the week of September 21st. The B point out here at 201 even Steven had volume of, I can't see it. Let's pull this data box out here. It had volume of 5.6 million shares. And when it was passed, oh, that's weird. No, it's not weird. It was with, way lighter volume out there. Way lighter volume. Nonetheless, it's still an A to B equals CD pattern that is underway. To answer your question, Dennis, you knew Stevie would eventually get there. Any close above 230.32 will bring about the 256.90 area. That is your non-confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, but it is still a strong move. When you take a look at OLED universal display, look at the C to D legs move. It is on the left side of that C to D angle, the exact angle from A to B. So there's a strong move underway. 230.32 is going to get hit and possibly taken out, and then you're looking at the 256.90 area. Okay, I think that helped. Hopefully that helped answer your question, Dennis. Michael H. writes in. He wants to take a look at. Oh, you know what I didn't do? My apology. Hold on. We can't do this. I can't. I've got to go back and look at the other charts here for Dennis. Because so there's one. So we're just looking. Are there any caution signs out there? Because I happen to see one out of the corner of my eye. And the answer is there is a caution sign. Prices moving higher. Doing less relative energy out there. Not a problem though, Dennis, unless you get a bearish reversal candle. That's coming from the daily time frame out there. Just says be cautious. The weekly time frame out here. What do we see? We've got a TD9 count as we speak. Right now, this is week number 9 of a TD9 count. It's wave number 7. That's letter G. So we know that the B point was passed with light volume. We're going back to a swing point. Hey, maybe this is not going to make that move all the way to the upside out there. When this did bottom out here, Dennis, it was bar number 9 of the TD9 count back in March. So it just says be careful. Now, remember, on this TD pattern, it can be the high of 8, bar 9, or the following bar. So might not get a top here until next week. Just says be careful when we look at that weekly time frame. And the monthly time frame, don't have anything out here. On the monthly time frame, when it did top was a TD9 count pattern as well. So I hope that helps you out. And thanks so much for writing in. As I mentioned, Michael H. wanted to take a look at ticker symbol. Let me do this off screen. Otherwise, I might get trapped here while it's doing some calculations. So let me just move that off to the side. The ticker symbol that he wants to look at is BLNK. So let's go take a look at Blink, BLNK. And Michael's question has been trying to buy Blink, but it ran away from me. Can I help you to find an entry point focusing on the daily and perhaps weekly time frames? Yeah, I see it got away from you. Got away from many people out there. This is it's a weekly time frame chart. Okay, let me get this back to our 3 time frames, see what we know. Price right now. So if you're looking to buy this, which you said you were, and I was just looking at this chart, doing nothing else, then the answer would be you should have bought it this morning. What? Steve-O, this morning? Okay, here's where we're coming from. You've got a brand new bullish structured daily profile out here, which is cool. That tells us our support area out here, Michael, is between 22.31 and 24.78. And it got down to a low this morning of 23.80. So without looking at any other charts, which we will, though, it's in your buy zone. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get the competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at the ticker symbol BLNK, Blink. Blink charging out here for Michael. And so, Michael, when we pull up the daily time frame chart, we can see the oscillator and change line is at 2275. So it's inside that bearish structured profile, inside the bottom, between the bottom and the center area out there. So you're really inside the buy zone. The ultimate buy would be about 2231. That's the bottom of that daily profile. And if you were to see a close below 2231, then that would be suggesting that being long is wrong, and that price would be pulling back to 935, or could pull back to 935. That's the TD9 breakout area. But right now, you're in the buy zone out there. So it's between 2231, 2478. Hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. The next question comes from Greg, who wanted to go over dust. So we went over gold in detail with Brent. I'm just going to put the dust charts up on our screen out here because Greg is just trying to understand what different support levels are out here. You know, the problem with dust, because it's a triple, the monthly and the weekly profiles aren't going to help you. Prices above the daily. If you are, instead, what I think we should do is go take a look at the single, the GDX out here. That would be the better thing for us to look at. And in the GDX, we still have an A to B equals CD, the downside that has not completed. That would get us back, or could get us back, to 3204. The bottom of its weekly profile is at 3277. So really, that is your range, 3204 to 3277 out here. Let me get the GDX on. Well, let's get it on a couple different things out here. GDX. Thank you. I just want to see where are we at in counts and so forth. Give me a moment just here to decorate the chart. So even though it shows bar today will be bar number 9, but TD9 count, it's bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9, which we don't know. That would be tomorrow. Bars 8 and 9 are not the low of the session, and so therefore it's not a valid bottoming pattern out here. So it looks to me like the GDX still wants to continue to move lower. The only thing that would change our mind there, Greg, would be if the GDX closed above 34.94, and that's the oscillator and change line. And that would be saying, okay, maybe there's something else to this move out here. But I don't see any kind of a bottom signal, no bullish reversal candles, no nothing. So I would stay with the dust trade if you are in it. As far as price projections, we have to really see, I would think we need to see how the patterns that we looked at in gold earlier with Brent, how those play out. So watch the shorter term time frame. The breakout and breakdown areas that I went over, Greg, those should be able to help you out. So thanks for writing in, and best of luck. The next question coming in from JJ. JJ wants to take a look at the XLF, I believe. So let's get that powered up on our screens out here. And the XLF, the financial sector for the S&P. And James goes on to write, where do you see XLF headed for the next week or two for a trade? So right now, the XLF is traded above the daily, the weekly set of profiles, and with inside it's monthly. So what this is suggesting to you and I, James, is that price over the long haul may be targeting 31.38. That is the top of its monthly profile. But let's not stop there. Let's go take a look at today's data. What's today's data mean? Or what did yesterday's data mean? Well, there wasn't a yesterday's data. What about Friday's data out here? Well, here when we take a look at the XLF, so far the pullback today, James, this right now is exactly why we use the oscillator and change line. You see, I needed a tool that could help you and I understand when it's a retracement, just a retracement. I know that as the Dow was down 400 points out there, that the bears were popping champagne. They were 400 points. BS. Okay, before Steve shared with you the oscillator unchanged line here, this is the answer. And the answer right now is, so far, this is nothing more than just a normal retracement. Now, James, if price closes below green OUL, it tells us about a further retracement. That further retracement would be 27.44, the top of the daily profile, 26.70 in the center, 26.47 would be the bottom. We don't have to deal with that just yet because price has so far rejected the oscillator and change line. The XLF remains bullish out there for its daily time frame. Do we have any kind of patterns out here? No, not really anything to help us identify a top. Now, the oscillator and change line is going to stay in the daily format. I've got to switch over here to weekly just so that we can take a look at a weekly time frame chart. But here, I don't see any kind of a topping pattern out here. So the XLF so far today, just pulling back to support the oscillator and change line. If there's a close below that, that would suggest a further move lower out there. But otherwise, price action looks pretty good. And your question was, where do I see the XLF headed for in the next week? It all depends on whether now it holds at OUL or not. So, but if it does, then the XLF remains in bullish connotations, so to speak. LB writes in, that's Lee, says, can we take a look at NAC? We can. NAK is the ticker symbol. That is Northern Dynasty Minerals. Oh, man. That thing got shellacked a couple of days ago. That's a big move. It's trading below the daily, weekly, and monthly profiles out there, so that is never a good thing. And they're back at their all-time lows. Wondering if you can give me your analysis. So we'll go take a look at the chart patterns out here. The chart patterns, Duffy says NAC is done, and Duffy's the man. There's no bottoming pattern, so I've got to agree with Duffy on the daily time frame. I'm not seeing a reason for you to go. Fishing. John of the Tiger's Den writes in, Fed government denied permit to build mine in Alaska. So, Lee, hopefully that information is helpful to you. Now, that was a daily time frame out there. So I think what is being suggested by the charts and being suggested by the folks in the den. Now, price is even below 39 cents. 39 cents was its weekly TD9 breakout level out there. So, going from 260 in a short period of time, several months, down to 37 cents out there. I go with, this thing got away from you. Let it keep getting away from you. No reason to jump into NAK as we speak right now. No bottoming pattern. So I hope that helps you out, Lee, and best of luck. Hector and Patty, they are our fuel injectors. They want to take a look at Newmont Mining. NEM is the ticker symbol. And is this the mother of all trading bottoms for Newmont Mining before the next rocket ship up move out here? And the answer is I don't have that as a signal. I just do not have that as being the signal. But let's continue to look at this. Why? Because we don't have any kind of bottoming pattern out here. Non-zip, not a zilch. Is Newmont Mining making an A to B equals CD to the downside pattern? Well, it's already below the B point out there. The A to B equals CD would take us down to 55.10, maybe 51.99 out there. But I don't see the bottom pattern out here. Maybe it's bottom. It's just not one of the patterns that we use. So in answering your question, is this the mother of all trading bottoms for Newmont Mining? There's no bottom pattern. So how could it be the mother? It can't even be the brother. It can't be the sister. It can't be the distant cousin. It could bottom. Remember, just because it doesn't have one of the signals that Stevie uses doesn't mean that a chart hasn't bottomed. But if you're asking for me and my signals out here, they're not present. Stay away from Newmont Mining for the time being out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks and commodities, along with specific recommendations including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar's worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So to close things out, BKNG is the ticker symbol that's up on my screen. That's for Tim B. Tim writes in, says, good afternoon, Steve. Good afternoon, Tim. Where could Booking Holdings, that's the symbol, that is the company that we're taking a look at out here, where could Booking Holdings pull back to looking for a long position? So here's what we know about Booking Holdings, Tim, when we take a look at its profile levels. We know that there's strong resistance at the 2094 level, that's the top of the monthly profile, as well as 2128. That's our resistance zone area. 2128 happens to be the top of the daily level. So your question is, where can price pull back to? Well, one of those levels was hit earlier this morning. That's at 2022. That's the center of the daily profile. Another level would be the bottom of its daily profile, and that's at 1916. 1916 would be the better, obviously, price area for you to get into. And there's a chance that that could happen, depending on the close today. We can see that price right now, this is the first time since that move to the upside, well, really since the early part of November, where price is now trading below the oscillator and change line, which is at 2057. And so if price continues to pull back, this says you could get that 1916 area out there. Are you guys hearing me, or am I somehow off air? Weird. I think I'm on air. I see the camera's off. It's okay. Okay. So good. I just want to make sure everybody's hearing that. So and this one's a toughie, a little bit of a toughie, because you got this big, huge gap, which is in essence a wide-ranging bar that took place between November 6th and the 9th out there. But it looks like you should get more of a pullback, and that level to be watching would be 1916. So Tim, thanks so much for writing in. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for 2 more wonderful hours. You got your favorite polar bear. He's up next, Tom O'Brien, to take us on home from 3 to 4. And Stevie Son, I'll be back with you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So listen in live and have a magical Monday. Good to be back. Take care, folks.